Okay, this is the new Bank Prospector version 2.1. This is beta. This is just released on Friday, and what I want to show you is how to find bank contacts and how to look at the bank record after you've gone through some of the other U.S. overviews, state overviews, whatever. After you've found a bank that you're looking for, this is how it works. So we have a couple of plugins here. Okay, first, if we want to find bank contacts, we've got a LinkedIn and a Jigsaw plugin. You just click this. It's going to load. You can see it's super fast now. Here's a special assets manager. It comes up right away. If you don't see what you're looking for right away, you can try some of these predetermined searches. They'll give you special assets, REO, or workout, and risk professionals at the bank. Okay, and these are some of the main folks that you'll talk to if you're looking for non-performing assets in REO. So if you want to send them a message, or you want to send them an invitation to connect with you on LinkedIn, you can do it right there, and that's great. If you don't find anyone in LinkedIn, we've got a second plugin called Jigsaw. It comes from Jigsaw, which is a Salesforce company, and this is just awesome. If you look in here, it will automatically search for the bank, and if there's a result, which 9.5 times out of 10 there is, it's going to give you all the folks here. If you hover over the names, you can see the last time that the contact information was updated. Okay, and it's got you can see that these are all within the last several months. So what you see right off the bat is the name and the title of the contact. Then you've got the city and the state over here. If you want to get the address, the phone number, and the direct email, okay, then you come down here. If I'm looking here, I see, all right, here's this guy, Matt, ORE Asset Manager. I'm going to guess that he's probably someone who's for me. I'm going to go ahead and click him. I click this Get Check Contacts. Am I sure? Yep. Bang, I've got it. Okay, I can close this. Here are my contacts. I've got State Bank and Trust. Here he is right here. Here's a phone number and a link to send him an email. I click this, and I'm downloading his. I'm downloading a V card, and I've got all his information in there. So this is a major improvement over our last version. Here's the bank health and indicators. This is going to show you what the regulatory capital ratios are, and I have some information on what this means to you as somebody who wants to buy or sell or broker REO or notes, and you can go through some of our documentation or podcasts to tell you more about that. Here's some indicators to show you how the bank is performing with the assets, or how they're processing some of the assets that they have. Again, I do have documentation on how what this all means to you. Then we get down here into the bank assets. Okay, the first thing that we have is an overview of the REO, and you can see that this particular bank, State Bank and Trust, has got some loss share agreements in place. In fact, most of their REO is covered under loss share agreements, you can see here, and that's going to, whether or not REO or non-performing loans are covered under loss share agreements is going to dictate how those things are sold or disposed of. And again, we've got some information, hours of podcasts and whatnot to teach you about how that works. So that's REO. Then you can go through, you can also see commercial real estate loans. You can see they've got a bunch of, well, there's two classes, owner-occupied and non-owner-occupied commercial real estate loans. You can see they also have a bunch of loss share covered under there. This is a Georgia bank, and we know Georgia's been hit pretty hard. Here's multifamily. Again, they've got some non-accrual, which is non-performing, and that's also covered under loss share. Here's construction loans. There's 1 to 4 family construction loans, then all your other construction loans like commercial development and land acquisition, this sort of thing. Then residential. First liens, junior liens, and HELOCs, and you can see that this bank has loss share agreements on volumes of all of these. This is sort of how they've been performing over the last 4 quarters, and you can come through here and see what their big problems are. Then farmland or agricultural, this stuff actually is pretty hot. It's sort of a pretty narrow niche, and you got to be out there in the west or the middle of the U.S. really to capitalize on this. But farmland is hot right now. Here's CNI. These are commercial and industrial loans. These are business loans that aren't secured by real estate. Okay, and we can see for each one of these, if you haven't noticed already, they're categorized by the total portfolio, then 30 to 89 days late, 90 plus days late, and non-accrual, which is also non-performing, and then charge-offs. This is how much they're writing down. What all this means to you, I've covered all this in various documentation that's available to subscribers. And then recently we added credit cards. This bank doesn't happen to have any credit cards. And that is an overview of how to look at a bank record and find yourself bank contacts for non-performing assets and REO.